Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing 3 different nails, and it's going to be from simple to difficult, or simple to detailed, I guess. I kind of want to show you guys what a difference it makes when you incorporate different techniques into the same nail design, and how you guys can elevate some designs. Hopefully gives you guys some ideas on what you can do to upgrade your nail art. And I actually did get inspo for the actual design that I'm going to be painting today, so I'll go ahead and include that here. I found it on Pinterest. So I started off with a hot pink color for all 3 nails. I'm just going to be using the same size, and I'm going to be painting a white flower. So this is a brush that I actually got from Shein. I'll put it in the description box, but I actually like it. It's kind of cool, and it has like a pointed tip. So I'm going to be painting a flower in no particular way. I'm just kind of doing petals, and I'm trying to make it more of like a realistic flower. If I was doing a really tiny flower, I would make it more simple, probably just with like a liner brush or maybe a dotting tool and just dot on some dots. That's if you want it like a really super simplified flower, sorry. But I'm going to be trying to make this look more like a painting. I know I'm painting, but you know what I mean, like a painting. So I'm going ahead and doing the white flower, and I'm going to be doing some designs to kind of, or doing some shading and stuff to make it look a little more elevated, but not too much. This is definitely a little more simple. So the only thing you need is like a rounded brush. You don't need this brush from Shein, this exact same brush. You do not need it. You just need some type of rounded brush. I just wanted to try it out. So I'm going to be painting this orange in the center. This is like a burnt orange color. You can use any color you want. You can even go pink, bright orange, bright yellow, whatever you want. And this is just going to be on the very bottoms of the flowers, kind of feathering upwards just like this. Very, very easy. You just want to use a little bit of product right there at the very tip, and then go towards the outside of the petal. So kind of feathering it out with very light pressure. So this you can also do with the liner brush if you feel more comfortable with that. I just wanted to use the same brush for pretty much the entire set. I only move on to a liner brush in a second, like as the nail design gets a little more detailed. So I'm kind of just using this to feather out the orange color and make it look like it is a kind of like a gradient, but not really. It's just a really easy technique that you can do. And that is pretty much it for this flower, but I'm just going to do a little something in the center. And I'm also going to be mattifying the nail designs as well. So I'm mattifying it here. So this is the most easiest version of this flower. It's like the easiest way you can do it. Pop something in the center. You can do a rhinestone or whatever you would like. And I'm just doing a rhinestone. So you can see that looks very pretty. And I just decided on hot pink for the background because I felt like it can stand out. But I definitely feel like this would have popped even more if I would have done like a yellow background. Like yellow with the orange and white flower would have been so pretty. So literally have fun with the colors if you guys want to try out this flower design. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on this nail right now. So I'm just going in and painting the flower again, but I didn't want to cut out any steps because I'm really going to try to explain the difference between the 3 nails and the things that I'm doing to kind of elevate each one as I go on. So I'm doing the flower again, and I'm just using a white gel polish. My favorite white gel polish is from Melody Susie, in case you're new to my channel. And I do have it in my Amazon storefront. I use almost everything I use is from Amazon. So if you are ever curious about what I use, it's most likely on Amazon. But as far as my gel polish colors go, I use either Nails Bling Supply or Nail Reserve LA. So those 2 brands are my top brands right now that I'm using so much. And yeah, so on this one, I want the petal to be a little more opaque. So you can see in the first nail, I only did 1 thin layer, and that is just making it super quick and easy. But on this second one, I want it to be a little more opaque. So I'm going in with the second coat after I already cured the first coat, and I'm doing the same thing, just going back over it. I am also going to be going in with the orange as well once I'm done curing this white, so you guys will see that in a second here. But I'm going to be transitioning to a liner brush in a second. So the liner brush is going to give me a little more precision. I would recommend, if you're barely starting out as a beginner, that you need to have some type of thin liner brush on hand. That's going to help you out when you want to create any type of design. Like, it's really going to make it easier for you to create a lot of designs that are not even just trendy. Even if you don't like the trendy designs, a lot of regular designs, you just need a long liner brush. So yeah, I'm going to be going in with the orange here. You can see how I kind of put it on the center only, and then I'm going to be feathering it out with this liner brush. So I'm going in more of a line stroke now. This is getting a little more technical, but it's still very simple. All you're doing is dragging the color outward. My brush doesn't actually have any gel on it, so I'm just dragging out the product that's already in the center, and I'm going in and creating these lines, and that's going to create more of like a defined look with the flower, and I really love the way this looks. And then I'm blending out the color a little bit more with that same brush. I kind of overdid it on that first petal, but you can see I'm just feathering it out very slightly here, and it's just going to give it a little bit more of a detailed look. You can automatically see the difference just by doing the lines with the liner brush rather than just using the other brush. And then the next thing I'm doing to make it a little more detailed is I'm adding a little bit of a darker, more opaque color on top of that orange I initially put down, and I'm just going to emphasize the petals individually. So you can see there I did like some lines in the center just to make it look like the petals are actually a little more defined and a little more separated. That is another thing that really made it stand out. And I'm going in with this dark kind of reddish brown liner gel, and this is where you're going to be a little more technical as well. I'm going and grabbing the same liner brush, and I'm just going in and outlining the white petals. So this is going to make it stand out so much. Literally outlining and highlighting is the main thing that you want to learn if you are trying to get more into detailed nail art. This goes for characters or even realistic things. I haven't painted that many like realistic stuff like portraits and stuff, but I've watched enough videos where I know that that's the main thing that makes a character or any type of nail art that's detailed stand out. It's definitely the shading and highlighting. And outlining. So I'm going in and outlining this flower here. So the flower is going to be outlined like this, and then I'm going again in the center and kind of feathering some of that color outwards so that it doesn't look too harsh and it doesn't look like a cartoon flower, because a lot of times if you outline any type of nail design or any type of design in a dark color, it can look a little cartoony. So that's where shading comes in and blending, and that's where it's going to look a little bit better. So I'm going in and kind of blending that, and then I'm curing it. Anytime you see the nails go out of frame, it's because you're currently curing, and I just decided to leave the footage in so you guys can get a little bit more of an idea of what I'm doing. Now I'm going in with some white gel polish. This is going to be the highlight. So some highlight is getting put in here. I'm going in right on top of where the liner gel was at, and I'm not technically covering it, I'm just accentuating it. So you can definitely see the difference that made right there. Adding highlight makes everything pop, and I added some dots in the center, and once that was cured, I am matte top coating that. So you can see the difference between the first and the second flower. So the first flower was definitely way simple, and the second one was way more focused on the outlining and the highlighting. So that is what that is. And then I'm moving on to the third nail now. So the second one looks so beautiful. Like, I honestly love it like that. I would personally add some leaves, maybe add some extra colors somewhere in there, and it would be so pretty and really like giving tropical vibes. I honestly love it. But I'm going to be showing you guys a really detailed, technically more trendy design, looking way more like the inspo photo that I originally showed you guys in the beginning. And this is just incorporating some 3D gel element. So if you guys aren't into the 3D trend, you guys probably like the middle nail way more. But the 3D trend is so popular right now, and it's just a design that is definitely good to know, especially if you want to do nails for customers or clients. Whether you want to do gel X, acrylic nails, or press-on nails, definitely doing or learning how to do 3D nail art is so important right now. You're definitely going to get requests for that a lot. I would say I get requests for a 3D design so often now, whereas before I never really got that. So it's definitely because it's trendy. So I'm following all the same steps as before, literally following every single same step, except you guys will see what I incorporate in a second here. So while I'm just painting this flower, I am doing the same thing. You see how I transition to the liner brush right here, and I'm going in with the burnt orange, and I'm basically just using a dry brush right now and dragging the color outwards. But yeah, so I really liked the idea of this video because it kind of shows you guys the difference of each individual type of technique, like I said in the beginning, or how adding different techniques can really change your nail art. I feel like it's really important to learn stuff like that, especially if you want to up your skills, because if you never try to learn how to outline and shade and highlight, your nail art will look the same forever. I never realized how important highlighting and shading was, only up until recently. Like literally, I always did really just like is it called two-dimensional, one-dimensional? I don't know what it's called, like type of nail art. And I started adding more shading and highlighting when I do characters and stuff. I know I haven't done characters in a while. I like to do more characters when it comes like down to the holidays, like Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. Those are when I'm doing the most characters because I feel like it's just so cute. I'm like itching to do some characters because I love it so much, but I am basically saying that I learned more of those techniques as I started doing characters, which was only about a year ago when I really started trying to get into it. So yeah, that is definitely something that I am loving, and I noticed that how important learning to outline really is, because I never really paid attention to outlining until I started doing characters. And when you're going to outline like this, a tip I can give you is you might think that you want to load up the gel on your nail brush, but you actually want it to be almost completely dry. Like you basically want there to be like very little product on the brush where it looks like there's nothing on it. And that is the best tip I can give you guys. Try it out, trust me. Take my word for it, it'll make all the difference. You want it to look like there's almost no product. And another thing, you definitely want to invest in some liner gels. Liner gels are going to make all the difference in your nail art and your outlines and everything. I tried outlining with gel polish after I've already used liner gel before, and it just does not work out, you guys. The gel polish has a tendency to spread even a little bit, even if you don't notice that much, and it'll ruin your nail art design. So definitely invest in some liner gels if you want to do more line work. I think that's why they're called liner gels, right? Because, you know, you use them to line things or outline things. And if you're wondering, the liner gels that I personally use, I use Nailsslayedbyval. I just recently, like months ago, bought a few extras because I didn't have that many colors, but I wish she would come out with more like different types and different colors. Hopefully one day she does, but I really like those liner gels. I have also tried Madame Glam's liner gels. They're also incredible. Those are the other ones I would recommend if you don't want to get the Nailsslayedbyval ones. Madame Glam ones are so good as well. And those are the only ones I've actually ever tried. I have tried other brands, but I'm not even going to mention it because I don't like mentioning things if it's not even worth it. Like if it's not even worth you guys getting. So you can see here the only difference I'm doing on this flower is I'm outlining a little bit more on the outside. And this just makes it look so pretty. It's really popping. I don't know how to explain it, but you can just definitely tell the difference. So once the design is actually done, I went in and I'm top coating the nail. I did accentuate with a little extra lines on the petals as well. You guys can definitely tell the difference when you see them side by side in a second. And I'm grabbing my 3D gel. So I'm actually going to start off by using a more liquidy 3D gel. I am wanting to make the petals already pop without actually adding lines. So you guys will see in a second. I'm kind of making it like a bubble petal, if that makes sense. So I'm grabbing a liquidy gel. You can top coat it if you want. This is just for the video, so I didn't even top coat, but I don't know if this particular gel is non-wipe. I actually have no idea. I do know that the Rhinestone gel is no wipe, so that works great for 3D designs. So you will see me using that in a second, but for now I just want to make these petals stand out by going in with this 3D gel. And if you don't like your nails to be so 3D, or if you don't like the specific type of design that I did today, you can leave it like this and it's just very slightly 3D, but it's not like too much, you know what I mean? Because the design that I end up with is definitely a little out there, like it's really 3D, but I've been wanting to try that type of design for a while, so I felt like it was a perfect time to do it in this video today. So I like to go in with the Rhinestone gel directly on the liner brush. The brush I'm using for the 3D art is the Nailsslayedbyval 9mm. I like this one because it can really hold a good amount of product. I notice if I use one of my really thin liner brushes, it can't hold that much product when it comes to the 3D gel because it's so thin. But this one, it's not too thin. It looks really thin, but it's actually not compared to another one that I have. So this one, I like to go in with the petals, and I am curing off camera just really quick. Flash curing for a few seconds. If you have a flash cure lamp, like a handheld one, that will literally save you with this type of design because it'll make it so much easier to basically like cure, so you don't have to keep putting it in the lamp over and over. But I'm just flash curing, so it doesn't really matter. It's going pretty fast, so I'm going individually in little strokes, kind of like teardrop shapes, and I am doing 3 per petal. And the second one is a little, or the middle one is a little longer than the others, and that's what really makes it stand out, I noticed. And that's what the first thing I noticed when I saw the inspo photo. So I'm going in and doing this here. It looks like it's going a little slow, but it's actually not too tedious. Like, I know it kind of looks like it is, but you can really have fun with it. Like, you can see I'm not even trying that hard to make it so perfect. Like, I'm just putting the blob on there and dragging it down, putting the blob on and dragging it down, putting the blob and dragging it down. That's all I'm pretty much doing over and over again. So don't get scared of 3D art. It's definitely fun. Once you get the hang of it, it is not difficult at all. Especially if you put the product directly on the liner brush first, because it makes it a little easier. Whereas if you put it on a palette, you have to go back and pick up the product. That can take a little longer. So going directly like this, it kind of creates the perfect bead for you to already place down. You see what I mean? So I go in circles and then drag down. Like, I kind of spin the product and then drag down. And yeah, so that's pretty much what this design is looking like. I actually love the way it's looking. It's so pretty. I honestly love the middle one too. Like, the middle one is not as detailed as the third one, but I love it. The first one is just not something I would normally do unless I was going for a really simple design and I was going to put something on top of it or something. I would definitely go in with like the second type of design more. Or if I was doing the first type of design, I would go in with a different color in the center, so that way I can make the flower stand out. Because you can see the orange looks kind of patchy. This type of orange definitely looks better when you add the extra details. So if I was going in with like a pink or something, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell. I cured all those 3D lines, and then I'm going in with some gel in the center, and I'm going to be putting on these little caviar beads. These caviar beads will kind of elevate the look a little bit more than just applying one rhinestone. I love rhinestones. I use them all the time to put in the center of flowers, but you can see the difference the caviar beads make. It makes it look a little more elevated and just like, I don't know, more like jewelry in a way. So this is how it turned out. These are the 3 nail designs. I know, sorry, I was kind of facing downwards, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I hope I explained correctly the difference between the 3 designs. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!